To Blue Shirt Underground Show, the #1 Rangers podcast. Make sure you tune in and find out all the latest news. Let's go Rangers.
Blue Shirt Underground, motherfucker!
Can't be as a Ranger fan. Can't be as a Ranger fan.
This is an unlawful gathering. This is an unlawful gathering. The truth is out there. The truth is out there.
This is the underground. This is new media. This is the underground. This is new media.
Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar. Ranger fans, report to the critical thinking hangar.
And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers. And now here is the starting lineup for the New York Rangers.
This is New York Rangers hockey. 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 This is New York.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Shirt Underground Show. Today is Wednesday. It is March the 15th. You are now watching the longest-running Ranger program anywhere on the internet, TV, radio, the whole bit. This is it. Going on 14 years. My name is Jim, and as always, I am joined on the other side of the window by the one and only Eddie Geik. Eddie, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Let me just tell you something right out off the bat. My name is Ed Geik right here. Thank you for that wonderful intro. I don't know why I'm doing this voice, but I feel like I'm using my professional announcer voice or my fake announcer voice. Doing well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling ready for the show, ready to bring you the news and all the opinions that can be held within 2 hours of Ranger programming. And Jim was right. We're running longer than Kindness Corner at this point. We are the longest running Ranger opinion show of its type. Now back to you, Jim.
What's that? We are par excellence.
We are par excellence. Yes, I'm going back to my regular voice. Yes, I am doing well. With another viewing party in the books, number 26. Was it
26 of these things?
I mean, this is Jimmy Veazey numbers we're doing. 26. And it was a whiz-bang affair. I can say that much.
Well, the party may have been more exciting than the game, but it ended well, and we've got some video to show you guys. It was a great day. It was a great day. Everybody had a good time, and yes, we upped our record to 18-8, lifetime viewing party record, 10 games over 500.
Unbelievable.
We are quite the good luck charm. We've now won 2 in a row at McHale's.
Good.
Which is good. They did a great job as always. Took good care of us. The place was packed. We had the entire top floor of McHale's. People all the way from the front where you come up the steps, all the way to the back of the bar.
I mean,
the top level. All
people
the way.
Dining, people at the bar, drinking, eating, rooting, and what? What is this? The spam fucking nader in our fucking chat. Get out of here, you bum. I mean, it was packed. SRO, as I say, standing room only. It was, and I got to tell you, McHale's does a great job. I mean, bully to them, or bully for them. Yes, that's what I mean. And
an excellent group of people working there. They did a great job. Everybody loves McHale's. Everybody loves going there. We love going there. They like I said, they take great care of us. And man, I counted almost 40 people, and that was a half hour before the game even started. I'm pretty sure we were well over 50, which would be,
yeah, we were like almost 60.
Yeah, it was one of, if not our highest attended viewing party. A lot of first timers. The Catronis were there. John Martino was there with his wife. Matt Stein was there with his wife. Those are friends of mine, more closer to Joe Catroni than they are to me, but I know them too, and it was nice of them to all show up.
A lot of out-of-towners.
A lot of out-of-towners. We had Lou Coppola came up from Boca Raton. He was the big winner of the Adam Fox jersey. Joe Garcia was there from the Carolinas.
Joe was hot. Joe was real. I got to say, he's getting very frustrated with these Rangers. He was yelling and screaming.
He's passionate. We like that, though. That's what we want.
I just made mental notes about this.
Right. So we had people there from Florida. We had people there from Ohio. We had Pennsylvania, New York, New Jersey. I don't know, Connecticut. I don't even know where else people were coming in from. I don't know how many states. We had a lot of people watch the live stream, which I was like, who the hell? That was suggested by one of our Patreon supporters, one of our new ones, Nick, I believe. He's like, could you guys live stream the viewing party? And I'm like, why? I didn't honestly. I'll be honest with you. I didn't see the value in it. But you know what?
A lot of people tuned in.
300 people watch it.
Yeah.
Just watch us watching.
Patty Duke says she watched it. She liked it.
Maryland, yes, thank you, Jen. We had DC, we had Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic states were covered. The Carolinas, we had it in Florida, all up and down the East Coast. Eddie, they're all coming to New York to party with us.
Wow, I think it's more than not us to see us, I guess, but to commiserate with the cast of characters we have here,
to be a part of the BSU experience.
Yeah, I mean. We took the place over. That game wasn't worth two shits. It was boring.
Yes, it was
because the Rangers made it that way.
Suggested we live stream, so we did it. We just kind of set. I scheduled an event to go live, and we just did it from my iPad. Nothing fancy. We had to wait out a couple of gentlemen who were on a date.
Yeah,
and we're sitting at this table.
They were a little bit annoying.
I wanted this table because it was right next to where the microphone was that we were going to use to do intros and replays or raffles, stuff like that. And it was also where I figured would be the best spot because it was kind of the center of the room, sort of. It would be the best spot to set up my iPad so you could kind of get a vantage point of most of the bar and see everything. And these guys just would not leave. Finally, at like 20-5, like 5 minutes before Eddie and I wanted to go into intros and welcome everybody, they finally paid their check and went and did whatever you do on a date. But they were a little. They were completely surrounded by Ranger fans, and they're just sitting there.
Yeah, like they didn't get the hint. It wasn't all about them. And that's right, Tom. It was a great idea. And I just want to say Tom is our only watcher on Twitch tonight. Tom, we salute you. Where's the birthday boy?
You know what? We have two watchers on Twitch, but I'm one of them. I'm going to back out of there because I think that slows me down a little bit.
Gus, it's his birthday today.
Yes, happy birthday to Gus, but he is working, so he's probably if he's watching.
Oh yeah, that's
he's
right.
Probably watching on the YouTubes.
I'm going to throw this out there before we continue. Sean McCaff, we are going to need your expertise next week on this show. I don't care if you call in. You don't have to be on video, but we're going to review some old Ranger footage. Well, I haven't told Jim this, but I want some good background on this. I think it's the 1966 or 68 team. Not sure yet what team. But I would love to have you on as our what is he? He's basically the Ranger historian. I mean, he's written books. He's written all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
we can't pay you. I could maybe get you a gift card to Amazon, or
we'll plug your books.
We'll plug your books. Maybe we'll get you a liquor store gift certificate or whatever you like.
We'll plug the Funk and Wagnalls of Ranger lore.
Because I would like to have, you have much more knowledge when it comes to pre-1970s Ranger stuff. Because, frankly, I was 5 years old and I really never studied. I know a little bit, but I don't know a lot. I think you'd be a great asset, just once a year. You could come by and say hello.
Right. Like Paulie says to Rocky, we used to be tight. Now you don't come down.
Yeah. Now you don't come down no more.
Now you don't come down. I mean, it's funny. I consider myself fairly knowledgeable when it comes to Ranger history. And every once in a while I'll stumble across some obscure thing that I've just never heard or never seen or something. And he's like the first person I'll show it to. And he'll be like, oh yeah, I've seen that. It's 1942 where the Rangers took on the Detroit Red Wings at Madison Square Garden. The game, and it'd be like the game started at 7:42 because the shovels broke down and they couldn't get on the ice on time, and the Red Wings coach had diverticulitis, and he'll launch into this whole thing.
I came across some old footage. I edited it down. I said, I'll even come up with a theme song for you, Sean. I don't know what it could be. I'm sure these guys could think of it. Yes, and Mario's right. You'll get a gift certificate to my chair emporium.
And a Nat Sherman cigar.
And a Nat Sherman cigar. Yeah, Costa's got a job. He's always got these hooky-faluki jobs. Like, it lasts like 3 months and he's gone.
He works hard for his hard-earned money. Look, he's got it. He's out there working.
Yeah. We definitely, I met a couple Sean McCaff friends there. I met Hank, or Henry Indicator, as he's known on Facebook. I got to talk to that
Henry
guy.
Indicator. He's the guy that recognized me on the streets of New York.
Really? You will recognize?
Yeah. Jen and I were going to a game one night, and we're walking up 7th Avenue, and he goes walking by us. He goes, "Hey, aren't you Jim from the Blue Shirt Underground?" And yes, I am.
Wow.
So yeah, it was good to see him, and the Matt Morello also there, the Johnerts, of course, and it was great turnout. I couldn't be happier, and I've got some video that it's just awesome, a lot of fun.
Yeah, I talked to Jim about this video and some of it, and listen, God bless. And I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying, if I were out there as I'm trying to think of a team I actually like. Like I've always liked the Bruins, the original 6, Blackhawks, whatever. I would look at this and go, did they just win the Stanley Cup? I mean, these people got to calm down. But because you are part of us and an extension of us, and we all shared the love together, it was excellent.
Excellent
celebration.
It's the group mentality that just, there was a lot of frustration in the bar because it wasn't a great game. I mean, there's the only thing great about it was Igor Shesterkin, who saved their bacon 100 times in that game, and but it all builds up, and everybody wants to celebrate together. Some of those guys never get to see the Rangers live, and for them this is as close as it gets. So it's always nice to be surrounded by the brethren and sistren and the gender fluidren of the BSU. And so it's a huge celebration when they win, no matter how it comes down.
Definito burrito. It was you want to go to the clips now and look at it, or?
Sure, we could do that. Well, here's one of them. The other one's long. I was thinking about just kind of letting it close out the show because it's kind of it's like the last 8 minutes leading up to the goal leading up to the overtime goal. But there's some funny moments in it, like like you can see, I readjust the iPad and we get a better view, but there's some funny Costa moments in there where he's just yelling in strange tongues, and there's people like walking up to Costa on the video and they're kind of giving him the Derek Stepan relax type thing. And then Megan, when the Rangers get the power play in overtime, you see Megan come up because she was confused about how the overtime power play works because it's only 3-on-3. So it's kind of cute. I'm explaining to her how that works, and then the celebration, the whole. So that's kind of a long video, but I do have here. Let's do this. This is quite the celebration.
Yes.
Then we got the goal song going on the speaker.
There's Connor. Look at these guys.
But I loved just hearing the crowd erupt, because obviously you can only see, about 8 to 10 people in that video just because of the view. But I mean, there's 60 people in the bar and the whole place just goes nuts. It was great. It was great.
It was almost just like being at the game when the whole kind of crowd just kind of erupts.
Right.
It had that kind of feel, which was great. So
like Jen said, you would have thought we want a playoff round.
Right. Yes. I definitely had that feeling. And
look, it's a big deal. You come out, we want everybody to have a good time, and part of that is we want to win the game.
I totally agree. I mean, and I'm glad they did it, and another one in the books. I'm sorry. So I got to see a lot of people that I've never met before, which is always good. And Sweet Lou won the Adam Fox jersey.
Yes, attending his first viewing party.
And it's funny because before the viewing party even began, I was talking to Sweet Lou, and Lou was telling me how he really likes the show. He's so glad he found us, and he has he has been a Ranger fan. What did he say? Since 68?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, wow.
He's a little bit older than Eddie and I. Yeah, I mean, he's
and I appreciate those guys, because anytime I could learn about the Rangers, or he was rattling off the Rod Sealing, Jimmy Nielsen pairing, I think, on defense. He was, and couldn't have been a nicer guy. And then he wins the Fox jersey, that son of a bitch. Right. And then he's all of a sudden, I'm going to give it to my daughter. He's even a nicer guy. He's giving a Fox jersey to his daughter.
And then he won something else, and he said, give that to somebody else.
Yes.
He shared the love.
Yes. So.
And if I'm not mistaken, Lou said he only recently found the show, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a long-time listener.
Right. No,
if I remember correctly.
A recent guy. And I got to say, Mario, you're right. And you and Patty Duke are part of that community. You've basically been with us since the beginning. And you guys are just amazing people. Now, I have not met Patty Duke in person, but I could tell she's a horse lover, so she can't be all bad.
Right.
Jen's a big horse person. My brother is a big horse. Well, let's leave him out of it. He's a little bit of a schmo. But, listen, my brother, good guy. I'm only kidding. So
we missed him on Saturday.
Who?
Your brother.
I don't know. He's always doing something stupid. Oh, I'm line dancing tonight. It's always some ridiculous activity he's doing. And plus, there was no, Cam Talbot incentive, I guess. I don't know. He's all right. He's a good guy. So Frankie wants to talk about last night. Isn't that the name of a movie? Let's talk about last night.
About last night.
Well, you want me to talk? Yeah, all right. It's not like we have any structure on this program. But I liked what I saw. I'm going to tell you, forward-wise, the forwards had it in sync last night. Now
they did. And can I tell you something? Let me ask you a question. We'll get like I want to hit you up with a question here.
All right.
We're always making fun of Gallant with these line changes and the forwards moving around, right? But the fourth line of Goodrow and Vesey and Mott. Now they appear to be that group appears to be settled. They play well. They're not a heavy fourth line, what I would call a heavy fourth line. They're more a speed fourth line. But they are effective.
Checking fourth line, they're gonna give you what for, but they're not gonna punish anybody.
Right.
They're not.
But they are effective, and they did play. They're playing very well, and I think it was maybe the Pittsburgh game that for a good portion of that game they were the best line. Is it possible that in this mad genius's head, maybe there aren't going to be line combinations? Maybe he's just going to constantly mix and match these forwards all game, every game. Nothing appears
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. But
I'm not saying I agree with it or not. It just seems to be where we're headed.
This guy.
That kid line isn't set, though.
It isn't. They don't
Kakko
score.
Kakko was out there for a little while. I don't know if it was last night or the Buffalo game. He's out there with Kreider for a while because my daughter was here, and she's always very cognizant of when Kakko's on the ice. So she's always pointing out, and she even pointed out to me at one point, how come Kakko's on the ice? And it wasn't a penalty kill, which Kakko was doing a little bit of. She pointed out that he was out there with different line mates. I'm just wondering if he's just mixing these guys up constantly. I mean, maybe this is his grand plan.
No.
Nobody knows who's going to play. Maybe that's a way to avoid matchups. I don't know.
No. I don't give him that much credit. I mean, he
don't
worked
give
for
him that
one
much
game.
credit. I don't know.
4 games ago, he says, I love to switch lines. I've always switched lines. I always juggle the lines. This is what I do. Like it was a badge of courage. And I'm like, hey, dummy, get the right combinations. Don't panic and go with the guy who's hot during the game. I don't believe in that. Especially when you got so much talent on the team. Now, of course they keep the fourth line together because where else are they going to play? They're fourth liners.
Well, yeah, but let's be honest. We've seen Barclay Goodrow on every line. We've seen Jimmy Vesey on every line. But now apparently they're set in as the fourth line.
And
by the way, Jeff Drexler,
it was good. Anybody else?
It was good to see you on Saturday too, my friend. Thank you for coming out.
Who came on down?
Maybe the best fourth line since Dom Moore, Brian Boyle, and
listen, let's
Derek
wait
Dorsett?
to the playoffs before we let's stop the accolades. I mean, granted, Jimmy Vesey 10 goals. What's Goodrow? He's got a close to 10. All right, Tyler Mott just got here. Christ, they got almost as much goals as Lafreniere and freaking the other guy, Kakko. And Hedl, he's going. He has been stuck on 19. You might as well play Hey 19 right now.
I was just gonna say we should play Hey 19
because this guy's been stuck on 19 for like a month and a half.
It's Aretha Franklin.
Now, I'm going to tell you though, you guys are making some good points. I'm trying to see. Frankie's making some good points, but Messier. Now, Messier called the game on the ESPN Plus last night. What did we think of Messier before I go ahead with this?
I thought he was very good last night, actually. I thought he was very good. He's not the most boy. He's not He's not a big personality.
Yes.
He's very dry. He's very monotone. But I do like the way, he does teach you something about the game. I feel like he tells you what the defensemen are supposed to be doing, what's wrong, what went wrong on a play, why it went wrong, what the defenseman could do to improve that. Even the goaltending, he kind of breaks it down. I'm fine with it. Messier's
All right.
fine.
I felt
Steve
like
Levy, I was pissed
critical.
off at last night. I didn't want to hear any more of Steve Levy.
Really?
Fuck Steve Levy. Because you know what? He's a fucking sellout, Steve Levy. Because I remember him on WFAN when he was like the fill-in guy back in '94, and he was so pro Rangers because they had Russ Salzberg on in the morning, and he was pro Devils, and he even went on the air and said the Devils were going to win Game 7. And then Steve Levy was the pro Ranger guy in the afternoon. And now Levy last night, he couldn't wait for the Capitals to tie that fucking game last night. Practically willing them to win it. Messier, I like them. I do like Messier. I mean, I'm the first guy to criticize the broadcasting, but I'm okay with Messier. I like him better as
I know
as
you guys
the color
love
guy
him because of the cup, and I love him for that too.
They couldn't throw enough roses at him last night for the cup.
Okay,
too.
I'm just gonna give you my. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna give you my I've always been honest with you people. I felt there was way too much editorializing during this broadcast. They're talking about this and they're talking about the hit on Lindgren and the plays going on. Shot save. We're not calling the game here. Messier is he's playing coach, the Spangler Cup winner, the French's Mustard Cup. Every goal he's criticizing.
The Egon Spengler Cup.
What?
The Egon Spengler Cup?
Yeah, the Egon Spengler Cup. I mean, I understand to do the analysis, you got to say, but he's obviously not polished at this job, which makes him appealing because he's not afraid of stepping on toes.
Right.
And, he's obviously pro Ranger. That oozes out of him.
Yeah, I enjoyed his commentary. He was fine. Like I said, he's not a big personality guy.
Right.
He's
and I feel like he holds back a little because he's
cerebral.
Afraid of what he's going to say.
Is that the right word? He's very cerebral. He's very, very quiet.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, he is.
He's not a guy that's going to scream during, when it's not necessary, things like that. But Steve Levy, fuck him.
Like I felt like Steve Levy, I felt like wasn't interested in calling the game. He just wanted to hang out with Mark Messier and talk about New York. And
he wanted to talk about 1994.
Yeah, that's what he wanted to do, and maybe that's why I got a little bit like I don't want to go down this road because I know everything.
Right.
I know. But listen, comparing it to Ray Ferraro, that's like that's. Yeah,
but I understand it a little bit from the ESPN standpoint because it's a national broadcast, and they don't, as Ranger fans watching MSG, 1994 is rammed down our throat on a nightly basis.
Right.
Look who's here. It's Stefan Matteau. Look who, he's Stefan Matteau is here. Glenn Anderson is here. We've got Ranger alumni, and they're just all 1994 guys. It's rammed down our throat. But the average watcher who's just watching a national game, to them, it's a little less worn out.
I would have asked him about. Anyway. But I just felt like, and I think Sean's talking about. He was very cognizant of not stepping on toes because when he was talking about Pittsburgh or the Capitals, I think it's the Capitals. They have a mentor week instead of the fathers and the fathers coming in.
It's the mentors. They call it mentors trip.
The Mentos trip.
Mentos.
I don't know what these idiots are. Why do we got to make everything fancy in this world? Just keep the fathers are coming. It's the mother's trip. The father's trip. Mentor.
Right.
I don't get this. That's the Caps anyway.
Right. That's the Caps. It's what they call it. Let them call it what they.
So Messier goes, now Now, JD.
Maybe there's some bastard children on the Caps. They grew up without fathers, so they got to bring somebody else. They got to bring the uncle or the third cousin.
Maybe.
Or the librarian's brother. I don't know. So they don't want to offend nobody.
Again,
maybe TJ Oshie.
That's what you're dealing with. That's
maybe
PC. That's what you're dealing with.
Maybe TJ Oshie's
They start calling it the mentors at the Garden. I'm going to lose my shit right now. All right, so they're talking about that. And I know JD would have put this in a funny twist, but again, Messier is not polished. He's talking about, so Levy asked him about these nights, and he goes, "Oh, it's a lot of fun," Messier says. And he says that they get treated first class. They get they indulge in the spirits, in drinking this. Who uses that word? Spirits. He couldn't just say booze or I don't know, or drink. Like JD would have been like, "Oh boy, you know what he would have said. He would have made it funny." But I understand, Messier.
He still might have used. See, I could see JD using the term spirits, but it just would have sounded funnier coming from JD.
Yeah, maybe.
I just think because Messier is not like a jovial guy,
right?
That from him it just sounds more. It just sounds more quaint, for lack of a better term.
Oh yes.
Well, they're indulging in adult beverages, Buffy. Look at the mentors up there sipping brandy and Hennekens
out of their snifters.
Right.
I give him a C. But I'm, I as a former color and play-by-play broadcaster, both in high school and in college, I'm a little bit harsh. I could see that Michael Silvers, who's an announcer as well, you take these things, you're really critical. But listen, the guy, he held his own, and a lot of people like his insight.
But I do. I enjoy his insight.
But I want to hear more. I mean, again, and he was right. I got to say, all the criticisms he made, he was absolutely correct. He wasn't inventing them.
Right.
Why the play broke down. So maybe I'm being a little too harsh for his first time out.
I mean, I just, I enjoy hearing when something goes wrong and he's showing you what the defense does and says, what a defenseman wants to do here is, turn his hips and take more of a different trajectory. I'm just making stuff up here. I'm paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying. The way I like that because, that's something that, now I learned something. I'll look for that. I learned nothing from Joe Micheletti. I learned nothing from him.
Oh, no.
And Steve Valiquette, I don't learn anything from him because he's just bogging me down with stats and bullshit.
And Tom said when Levy asked him who the best goalie in New York was, you don't even hesitate.
Right.
Sorry, Mess.
Right.
Or who's the best team? He should have been like, what? The New York Rangers are. But, again.
Well, he did say when asked he thought the Rangers would win the Stanley Cup. He said that a couple weeks ago. So
he must have been high.
Look, he knows where his bread is buttered.
Yeah, all right. And then also that Fakakta Cartoon Network shit that went on. Did you watch any of that?
Oh, people are so up in arms about this.
Really?
People are just going crazy. What's the big deal? My God. We had a cartoon Peter Puck 50 years ago. Who cares?
This is showing a whole game against a family or something.
Oh,
I mean,
what was it? Something about grandma getting scored on or something?
It was garbage. I mean, I tried to watch it. It was just so stupid. They're interviewing Kuznetsov because he was benched in the animated version in lieu of some part of that Green family. Like it's a real game. And they're showing a real Kuznetsov saying, yeah, well, so I thought he was benched in the regular game. Then I'm watching, he's playing. I'm real confused here. I don't know what reality I got to live in, but I'm going back to the ESPN Plus. I can't deal with the Disney. But people are losing their shit. I ain't losing my shit. I'm just saying it was not for me.
stuff. People get crazy about it. What's the and you know what? It had the desired effect because here people are talking about it the next day, right?
Yes.
Love it or hate it, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So, what you know what?
But who did they think that was going to appeal to?
I don't. If it makes a couple of kids, if it turns them into Ranger fans, look, somebody's got to take over this show in 30, 40 years for us. I mean, maybe it was 2 kids watching those cartoons last night.
I don't know, dude.
Here comes Matt Morello sweeping from the top rope. Messier was awful in the booth last night.
Wow.
Oh, fuck Conor McGregor. Screw that guy.
What? Messier loves him. He loves the UFC, Mark. Wow, Matt Morello.
I can't stand these fucking celebrities that show up for one game at MSG, get treated like an all-time Ranger fan with their free fucking jersey. I hate that shit. I don't like the kid from Stranger Things, but at least I know he's a fan.
He is? Did you say fan or something else?
Fanatic.
Okay. Fanatic. Well,
at least I know he's a fan.
And then Messier starts with this story about all the famous people that come, and he goes, I couldn't believe, I'm a big fan of Muhammad Ali. Oh, what I remember one night at the Garden, I'm waiting to hear him tell a Muhammad Ali story. He goes, Howard Cosell was at the game. I go, he was so tickled to death that Howard Cosell was at the Garden. I mean, I thought it was going to end with a Muhammad Ali story, but it didn't. But I was a little bit. And listen, I would have been excited for Howard. I'm a big Howard fan. I'm a big Colin Cosell fan.
That's right.
So I would love to see.
Fading.
That's right. Happy birthday, Jonathan Riggs. Ain't it his birthday too?
Today or yesterday?
I don't know. One of these days.
But also celebrating a birthday.
Fabulous birthday, Sam. And so getting back to the game, you want to hear my synopsis? No, let me hear your synopsis because
it's very controversial game apparently. Just your run-of-the-mill 5-3 win over the Caps on a Tuesday night, and the whole game was littered with controversy.
First of all, Love Chicken wasn't in the game. I mean, Ovechkin.
And nobody seemed to know why.
He's giving up.
He's giving up.
Caps aren't making the playoffs. I'm done.
He's saving it for the run at Gretzky, huh? Saving his strength for next year.
What he's doing
for the big run.
And it is funny.
He's giving up.
I would if I was on that team. I mean, they weren't very good. I mean, the Rangers kind of let them back into the game. And, of course, we got goals from unknown idiots. Second goal of the season, the whole thing.
Right. And by the way, there's the only celebrity fan that matters.
Well, he's been to several games, so I give him the credit. I give him credit where it's due.
He did a nice video welcoming Patrick Kane to the Rangers as a fellow Buffaloite.
Has the Ranger hysteria from the Ranger babies? Let's say like the Muppet babies, the Ranger babies.
The Muppet babies.
They're just Ranger fans in little toddler clothes. Somebody come up with a graphic for that. Now that he's got 4 points in 5 games, we off this shit. You see that shot last night? Holy Manoli. Chris Campoli, Tyler Toffoli. That was some shot. So I was.
Who was the guy from the Jets that used to be at the games all the time? Nick Mangold.
Oh, Nick Mangold. Yes.
Yeah. He was big. I think he was really into the Rangers too, but who knows now that he's not getting tickets for free anymore.
He was a good center, that guy. Good player.
He was.
The Jets always had like good centers, but then the rest of the team sucked. Kevin.
You think Aaron Rodgers will be showing up at a Ranger game with the jersey on, or is he going to be sitting in the dark room? Just holding the Jets hostage here. This stinks. I'll tell you, this stinks of Reggie White.
He's coming. He said he wants to be a Jet, whatever. Hey, it's going to be a disaster no matter what happens. You people never learn. I almost called FAN today and said, this reminds me of the time that I was with my podcast friends all gathered around for a ball popping. Yes, the Rangers are in the lottery. We're waiting for the ball. And boom, the New York Rangers get the first pick overall. Alexei Lafreniere, give us the cup. Give us the cup. This is the greatest day in Ranger. Enjoy the day. Enjoy it. And then not so much. So nothing is guaranteed in any sport. If you think this is a guaranteed Super Bowl, you're out of your mind. There are no guarantees. Yes, he's going to play. Yes, is he automatically the best quarterback whoever laced it up for the Jets? Yes. Even beats Joe Willie. There's a controversy on what number he's going to take, whatever. That's enough Jet talk. But please just prepare for impact. Impact is imminent. And I can't, it's hard for me to get excited. Now, but going back to the Ranger game, I feel like, Jim, and how did you guys feel? I thought for 2/3 of that game, and I would say about a little bit more. I mean, the Rangers faded at the end, but I saw forward progress.
Signs of what they could be.
Not this East-West bullshit. I saw a lot of this.
It was definitely
hockey.
It was definitely one of their better games that we've seen lately over the last, I guess, month. Ever since that Calgary game, the Calgary game, I think, broke the streak. It was probably one of their better efforts. They did let their foot off the gas a little bit down the stretch, but they won.
I thought an underrated story. I thought Darcy Kemper really made a lot of good saves that really were, the game could have been like 9-3, whatever. I mean, like really show-stopping saves in that game, and I think that kind of went under the radar a little bit. And let's face it, Shesterkin played pretty well too. I mean, that glove save he made late in the third period.
How about the way the Rangers sought retribution on Tom Wilson all night long?
Oh yeah, wow. I mean, they chirped at him. I mean, it's not like they have a heavyweight, Goodrow, and you mean like as far as from 2 years ago? I mean, I think
being sarcastic.
Okay. Well, I mean, there was a little incident in Goodrow and
the guy single-handedly reshaped this franchise, and nobody's done shit to this guy. Single-handedly reshaped the course of a franchise.
And just brought exactly what I was going to say. What's that song? 20th Love Affair. What's that song called?
65 Love Affair?
Paul
Davis? Davis?
Yeah. Why don't you play that? Because there's a love affair going on with this coach and Nico Mikkola.
Well, I just think that with Lindgren out, I just think that with Lindgren out, everybody else's roles have changed. I mean, they got to get. I mean, Lindgren is the heart and soul of this team right now. Everybody looks out of sorts except for Trouba. Everybody, Adam Fox looks very, very. What's the word you like to use? Pedestrian. He looks very pedestrian because he doesn't. He has no comfort level without his partner. Mikko Mikkola is getting 18, 20 minutes a night. They got to get Lindgren back.
Mikkola, away from Adam Fox. Sorry. 5-on-3. Mikolo's out there. Nicolo, whatever his name is. Piccolo.
Brian Piccolo.
Brian Piccolo's out there. I understand they're strapped for. I now know why those guys in the minors are all pissed off. This guy schmuck comes from nowhere, and now he gets major minutes and crucial. And you're right, Jim. You're right. This shows you how much Ryan Lindgren means to this team, because Keandre Miller stinks now. Schneider is not been the same. He has
everybody on the defense except Trouba looks affected.
Right. I agree with you.
And I don't care what anybody says about his contract. Fuck his contract, because that's got nothing to do with me. Jacob Trouba has been an absolute fucking beast since he threw that helmet throw. Does he make the occasional mistake? Yes, he does. They all do.
He got off to a bad start.
He's been a fucking beast since the helmet throw.
Look at
he
the
backed
hits.
it up.
Look at the block shots. He's up there, if not the leader in that among the defensemen. He is exactly what I want in a captain. Is he? You know, he got it. Like I said, there's an adjustment period for everything. I'm not saying he looked awful in the first, but Keandre Miller, who I have been promoting to know against all naysayers. This kid is all screwed up in the head. I don't know what it is. He gets knocked off the puck like he's not even there. He stunk even before Lindgren went down. He was on the down and I don't know. It's
been about a month for him. He's been bad.
He's been bad.
Head screwed up in the head right now.
I mean, I don't know. And I don't know. I don't like this Mikkola. I do not like him. And the coach has got a 65 love affair with him. They love the size.
Trouba should be everybody's vote for the Stephen McDonald Award.
I'm hearing other. How about Jimmy Vesey?
Yeah, you want to vote for Jimmy Vesey? I got no problem with that.
Huh?
By the way, I'll give you Jacob Trouba leads the team in hits. No surprise there, right? Who's second on the team in hits right now? No peeking in the chat room. Who's second on this team in hits?
I have no idea.
Take a guess.
Right,
Take a wild guess.
Goodrow.
No.
Vesey.
Vinny Trocheck.
Wow. People, a lot of Lafreniere.
Another guy. Fans love to hate on him because of his contract. The guy's been nothing. He's been everything we wanted.
He's exactly what we needed and what we wanted. You know? But the defense, with that Ryan Lindgren injury, which is day to day, what day? What day?
Right. New
Year's
Day to Thanksgiving Day.
Thanksgiving Day. I mean, come on.
St. Smithens Day.
He's in practice. He's in full contact.
Oh, everybody watching what color jersey he's wearing. Oh, yeah. Joe.
Get the butt with this ridiculous. Just tell me he's out. I don't want to be teased.
And I know we were talking about last night's game, but since we're talking about Trocheck, how about him on Malkin the other night in that Penguins game?
Ah, yeah.
Even Larry Brooks said Trocheck did a great job against one of the biggest whiners in the sport.
Hey, listen. I had beef with Dancing Larry Brooks when he said that the Rangers might not be the best team in the metro area or the division. Which, come on, please. Put it back in your pants, Larry. Okay? I know you're trying to bait me as a Ranger fan.
Everybody got all up in arms about that,
Oh,
too.
yeah. Well, he baited me, too. I got to admit it.
At that moment when he said it, was he wrong? At that moment, was he wrong?
The Rangers are better than the Islanders. That's sorry.
Overall, get into the playoffs, 7-game series, top to bottom. Yes, Rangers are better. But at the moment, I don't think he was all that wrong. I know. Everybody I know. Who cares?
Well, that's what I'm saying. What am I supposed to do with this assessment? Larry Brooks thinks that good. I don't, Larry. There's 40 people in this chat room whose opinion that means more to me than you. So shut the fuck up, you idiot. Don't try to bait me, because you did.
So Trocheck did a great job on Malkin the other night. Blasted him, and then took a dirty cross check back, and then went back after him and got him back again.
I mean, and you're right. I never really hate. I mean, the hate for Sidney Crosby has subsided because he's mellowed with age. Even like Ovechkin. Ovechkin used to take cheap shots. He was a cheap shot artist. And he was very physical. But now in his not declining days, but his later days, they've kind of gotten away from that. But Malkin is a big mush-mouthed Herman Munster-looking complainer, whiner, bitch. I can't stand that guy. And the fact that Goodrow was giving him the what for and the whole business, that's aces in my book. And that's why I wear a Barclay Goodrow shirt on my back. I hate Malkin. He's dirty. He's terrible. Come on. Z-Man think, why is he a crybaby? I don't see him crying. I heard he's I don't know. I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe because these guys are winding their careers up, I give them a little bit longer leash. But Malkin is. I think
Crosby has matured somewhat.
Uh-oh.
What?
They're going to come after you.
I don't think he's as bad as he used to be.
That's what I think.
I don't think so. I mean, it was bad at first. Even Penguin fans I knew would admit first 5 years it was bad. I don't think he's as bad as he used to be.
All right. So, I mean, the Pittsburgh game, Tristan Jarry. And, boy, that Chris Letang, he can make a career off the Rangers. Like all these guys.
Like a lot of players.
It's like, I was like, is Chris Letang playing? He really hasn't made, he hasn't been, like, it wasn't noticeable the whole game. Really. And I was like, is he playing? And I turn around, my friend Tony goes, yeah, I bet you he gets the overtime goal. And that's what happened.
Oh, well, I mean, that game was over the minute Panarin went in the box, and it was a bad, stupid
Let's talk
penalty.
About that.
That was a terrible
penalty. Terrible, awful, selfish.
Yes. Selfish. I absolutely love to watch him play. He is all-world talent, but he is a first-class bonehead at times. He is a first-class bonehead. Head case.
I don't even think it has to do with. I'm going to reference myself as a player, but I've played with people way back when I was like mobile. There were certain finesse players that if you went around them, they slashed you. If you did something to make them look embarrassed or whatever, they retaliated with either a cross check or something stupid because they felt that they were one-upped. And I think it's a selfish because you got to be always in that space about the team. You can't be about yourself. And once he took that penalty, I was cursing him up and down. I don't care how great he plays in the games before or after. In that moment, that was a selfish, dumb, stupid penalty.
Yeah, I mean, aside from the penalties, which he does take quite a few of, he also makes some bonehead plays sometimes. But I mean, you got to take the bad with the good. Okay. He's I mean, he's got all the talent in the world, but all the tools. What did Theo Fleury say? All the tools, no toolbox.
Yes. No, Rock. We've done with the Crosby and Malkin show. But, well, and in that game, this will be a perfect segue. Now, we remember our old pal, Joey Wagner. You remember Joey Jerkoff? Joey Jerkwater, whatever we were calling him back then? How he hates Jacob Trouba. He thinks Jacob Trouba is dirty. The fact that Jacob Trouba... Hey, lady! There he is, Joey. Joey feels that George Paros, a former goon enforcer, lets all these dirty plays go. He's now in charge of, I don't know, NHL retribution or whatever the hell they call that crap. Beavis, too. Sean McCaffrey. Well, Trouba laid out Nylander big time. And it's funny because I was mentioning to my friend, Amon, when I was watching the game, I go, you know, I wish Trouba, when these games are very non-eventful, they're kind of in a space where it's just no excitement or just a lull, that one of these hits by Trouba really could spark him, and boom, he did it.
Right.
I look like a genius for the first time in my life. And so I got the clip of the reaction of he's doing the Joey Wagner, the troglodyte, as the Black-Hearted Crow, my good friend, has dubbed him. Let's see what he had to say, and then Jim, you still have those pictures you sent me on the Facebook there of his? Do
I? Oh,
yeah, that
yeah.
bit. We can get into that if you want, but the Giants have released Galladay. There's a shot.
Oh, Joe, who's gonna catch those 3 passes next year?
Odell Beckham. Okay, let's get back to the hockey. First of all, as you know, the last time in the chapter of Joey Wagner, this guy's got 600 windows going. I mean, I don't know what's going on with his podcast.
It's literally worse than MSNBC.
It is. I don't know what yeah, you're right. MSNBC.
All it's missing is a stock ticker.
Yeah, exactly. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has not been edited at all.
Love Ted Knight. Hello,
so
Lou.
let's see. Here is the Joey Wagner reaction to Trouba versus Nylander.
4 minutes to go, period 2. Oh, mercy. Nylander got lit up at the blue line by Jacob Trouba. Penalty coming, and here comes the tussle.
Can you pause this? Do you have the ability to pause this?
Yeah.
I can't because it's your video.
Okay.
I can pause my video. First of all, tussle. And here comes the penalty. But guess what? The penalty was on Pittsburgh.
Yep.
The tussle.
Here comes the tussle.
Tussle
Oh, mercy.
might be worse than a do-si-do and away they go. Like, even Bill Pino looked at her tussle and said, that's really bad.
Oh, the calf, man. You guys, he looks like he lives in Big Green City with the fucking hockey.
Is that
Yeah, the animation hockey.
All right, so let's see. What do we got? Subscribe. We got Cash App, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. What else has he got? Oh, wait, I could do this. What else has he got going on? Thank you. PayPal. I mean, he's still using PayPal. He's got a discount for SeatGeek.
Who is putting him in for SeatGeek?
He really does look like Cutsy's long-lost brother.
No. Cutsy's much more handsome.
Is he? All right, hit play.
You expect anything else? It's Jacob Trouba.
You expect anything else? It's Jacob Trouba.
Oh my God! I got to play the old Mercy again. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
And now I can't control shit.
Here, wait.
Okay. 4 minutes to go, period 2. Oh,
I can't
mercy.
Oh, mercy.
Oh, oh, mercy, mercy me. Oh, things ain't what they used to be. No.
He is a fucking idiot. All right, now I can't get it to do anything.
Can you play it again? Or?
I can't. I'm out of control.
Nylander got lit up at the blue line by Jacob Trouba. Penalty coming. And
yeah, against you, you jerk off. You the booze.
You expect anything else? It's Jacob Trouba.
I'm out of here, Mom.
So this kid, and he's insisting that this is a chicken wing, like it's Bob Backlund, like this is using the chicken wing. All Trouba is doing is following through with his shoulder, rather. I mean, you see it clear. How come these guys? How many times? Oh, here's another one. Look at this. Jim is trolling him.
Now, as soon as Jacob Trouba lays that hit, this is the first thing I do. I immediately go to see if this bozo is live streaming. And sure enough, there he is. And I got to go in there. And I can't, for some reason, I can't blow this up any bigger. I don't know how well you can see this. There's no way to zoom. But I said, oh, wait, I lost it. Hang on. There we go. So I said, because they were chanting Trouba sucks. I said, Trouba sucks. What clowns? And then I said, there's a cross check on Hedel. I said, typical Pens, cheap shot artists. He doesn't read. He doesn't read comments during his live stream, though.
Nah, it's too much for him. I see him. He looks down in between. Yeah,
But then I thought, oh, this is Eddie's video. Hold on. Then he's got this thing.
Oh, I wish you could blow this one up. Oh yeah, you're getting there.
You can't. I don't know if you can. You see that well though. Working.
Well, you can read it. I think people will understand what you're saying.
Working at Moore and Elroy Elementary part-time for $200 a day, cannot get permanent position. Currently taking care of dad, uncle, and grandma. Looking for permanent teaching position in Pittsburgh. Joey's fund for a doctorate degree in education. His goal is I'm sorry, this is terrible. His goal is $40,000. Currently
0.0.
Wait, I'm sorry. How much?
0.0.
Now, I mean, it's nice that the kid's taking care of it, whatever he's doing. But instead of doing these Joey Jerkoff shows, why doesn't he get a second job? I got to fund his education. Where would they going to fund my education?
Right. You got time for all these YouTube shows. You're so busy taking care of dad and grandma and your cousin's brother and your uncle's father and the guy at the Quick Stops, brothers, sisters, cousin. Get a job.
I was passed over. I could have done things.
You know what we should do? We should cash app him a quarter from the BSU show just to see if the ticker changes. Just to see if it changes from 0.0. And then you'll hear, and then it says 25 cents. And Matt Zenobia with a great question. In what world can you get a doctorate degree for $40,000?
I have no idea what that costs, so that number sounded okay to me, but I don't know, for $40,000. He's going to take that money and he's going to build another studio and get another window. He's got every cash app on there. He's got fucking PayPal. I haven't PayPal'd somebody since 1999. I mean, where's he going to go? I don't understand.
0.0.
I don't want to hate on the kid, but I do because I just can't. His takes are so slanted. And then the one time we invaded his chat room, how dare he respond to our trolling by saying, how many cups of the Rangers have won in the last 20 years? So, yes, Zook is in the back, and Zook is crying for my attention.
And a lot of the stuff he posts on YouTube is stolen. He just steals stuff from other people and posts it on his YouTube.
I mean, I kind of feel bad. I didn't know that whole spiel with his grandma and his dad and his lost dog and his whatever. You don't know. That guy could be a total straight up ripoff artist.
Right.
I don't know. And I feel like that guy has some and I asked my wife.
He's on YouTube 12 hours a day. Go get a job.
Exactly.
Cutsy works a job. Costa works a job. I work a job. Go get a job. Stop begging for money.
Get a job, sir.
Got a fucking cup in your hand all day long.
I don't know. And also, just to wrap up that whole Joey Wagner crap, there's a guy there with him. You didn't know. I didn't put it on the whole video because it's just insane to watch. And he's not that bad. Like as a play-by-play guy, he copies Emmerich's, which I know will turn off 3/4 of this fan base. But he's not that bad as a play-by-play guy. He really isn't. He doesn't really tell you where the puck is. You know, he says near side, far side. I can't see, what you're watching. But anyway.
Right. Moving left to right on your radio, as Bob Papa likes to say.
Yes, he does that, which is funny. And but he also he's got a guy there that tries to stay. I guess he comes over for the. Now the only thing I can think of live streaming yourself calling a game is going to somebody's house to watch somebody live stream. So this guy must be real another winner. Why can't he chip in and fund the 40? What was it? $400,000 for a doctor?
The $40,000 doctorate degree.
I don't know.
Dr. Kill Patient. Dr. Kill Patient.
So, and I just hate. Listen, I know you got some stepdaughters there that are Penguins fans, the whole thing. But I really don't like Pittsburgh Penguin fans. They're lower on the rung than the Islanders, the Devils, and then you got right now Carolina. I hate their fans because I've experienced that firsthand, and will be in Carolina in 8 days.
Jen's daughters aren't like those type of Penguins fans.
Right.
Their dad's not even like that. So he's, their dad is not an asshole Penguins fan. Okay. I'm more of an asshole fan than any of them. I really am. I mean, I
wouldn't want to have you any other way. So on the 23rd,
I'll tell you what. Speaking of daughters, my daughter can be quite the trash talker like her father too. I don't know where she gets it.
Jeff Drexler says his wife is from Pittsburgh and she's annoying. Now, Jeff, let me ask you why I got you on the Pittsburgh. Don't they have a weird accent over there? They're like, oh. It's
not
almost
like Newfies. Not an accent like Newfies.
No, but it's like a Southern California thing, like the California, let's go to the Astrodome. I don't know. It's a weird. Islander fans are pretty bad. I've made no comments about that. So, all right. So we talked about the game. We talked about the. I feel like the Rangers defense. When are we getting Ryan Lindgren back? I think it's good. And I think the forwards look pretty good.
By the way, one game we didn't really touch on at all, which was another bad game that they did win, was the Montreal game. Which they won in a shootout, but horrendous game. Horrendous. And
didn't deserve to win. They didn't play. They're getting points.
You can play like that. You can play like that, and you can get away with it against Montreal. You can get away with it against Buffalo, and you'll sneak out a win. But you can't get away with it against Pittsburgh, and that's why they lost.
Right. I mean, I'm all happy, joy over here. They got 2 points, but it was a pitiful performance.
Right.
So, I know people are a lot about all the winning and everything, but you got to evaluate the team. The team is in flux right now. And I
tell you, just to your point, there are times I watch this team and I'm just like, who are they beating in the first round of the playoffs? I think I said it. I think I said it Saturday before the game started. To some of the people at the viewing party, and they got on me. Oh, come on. I'm like, can you honestly tell me that sometimes you watch this team and just think, yeah, they're getting to the second round or the third round or the cup? And then there's times where I watch them and I'm like, man, who can stop them? But
I certainly agree with you. I think there's a perfect assessment. Getting back to the third line, let me just clear something up. And this is where Messier really, really nailed it home about the Rangers' third line. They're fantastic at working that puck down low. When they're going, they're fantastic at the cycle. But after that, they don't know what to do. It's like nobody goes to the net. And when it does happen, they don't really know what to do after the cycle and grind, which is great. But when you got guys on the fourth line creeping up on you on goals, why don't we just switch the fourth line for the third line? I mean, they got to get more production. Now we got Hedl. Hey, 19 is 16 games, I believe now, since his last goal.
Has it been that long?
I saw it fly by in the chat. I cannot corroborate. I cannot confirm or deny.
I'm looking it up.
If that's the truth, Frankie said it. Frankie Gallo.
Yep, 16 games. Spot on.
So now you can play Christine 16. You could play that Ringo Starr song. You're 16. You're beautiful.
She's just 16 years old. 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, 16 games.
16 games?
Yeah. And only 5 points in those 16 games. And before that, he had what, 7 goals in 5 games? It was ridiculous.
So what I'm saying is now, but Messier then followed up in the playoffs, and that's when it counts. That's when that line excelled. And that's what we're going to need.
At least we have a very small sample size, but yes, they were very good in one playoffs season, one postseason.
Right, but I'm just saying
we'll have to see if that's sustained.
I don't like the fact that they're playing well, but nobody's putting any points on the board. Again, as I said last week, I am a results-oriented fan. So, and I got to tell you about here comes the cat again. Zuccarello has now made her appearance again on TV.
Cat Zuccarello Austin.
Cats.
CZA.
So I wanted to mention Tarasenko is fitting in nicely. And I got to say, I didn't realize how good of a passer this guy is.
Starting to find some chemistry with Zibanejad, that's for sure.
He is a terrific passer. I mean, I thought he was mostly a sniper. That's what I was kind of led to believe. Maybe early on in his career, that's what he was. But he's made some really slick passes. And, hey, keep giving it to Mika. He's putting the biscuit in the basket most nights. 2 goals here, 1 goes there. So I've been pleased with him. I love the Kane shot. Kreider, just in that Pittsburgh game, he's just missing open nets. I don't know how the hell he missed that. Again, I don't know how the guy got 52 goals. He has no hands around the net. All he does is tip pucks in. I mean, I don't know. He's got no finish. No finish. But hey, he's got 4 shorthanded goals this year, which apparently that's like one up in the league leaders. Doesn't that seem like a low amount? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
No? Oh, yeah. And we have horrible puck luck, Jen. And anytime they go to Toronto, forget it. Forget it. Turn your TV off. Come back in 5 minutes because you know what happened. Uh-oh, Frankie being the mush here.
Chris Kreider is tied with several other players for the league lead in shorthanded goals. He's tied with Lafferty, JT Miller, Pedersen, Riley Smith, and Bo Horvat. They all have 4 shorthanded goals.
Hey, and, he's on pace to do what he does. A lot of people thought maybe he'd have over 30 this year. That isn't going to happen. I don't think. I mean, unless something crazy happens. What do we got, 14 games left? Something like that?
I think so, yeah. That sounds right.
The Leafs are done. I can tell you, they're not even going to be contending. Did you lose? Would you lose a defenseman over there? Morgan Riley or some dope. Leafs are cooked. Oh, anyway, so and then you see this McDavid kid. You see his stats are fucking ridiculous. How bad is Edmonton that they suck or they're mediocre?
Yeah, you got he's got 129 points. Leon Draisaitl's got 27 power play goals. That's just power play goals. 27.
Unbelievable. Oh, okay. Ryan O'Reilly. I'm sorry. Yes.
I mean,
so
you wonder with those 2 players, how do they ever lose? But yet they do.
And I'm glad they do, because if they ever figure it out, they'd be unstoppable. But they can't figure out defensemen and goaltending.
I mean, I feel like they've had the number 1 overall pick 14 times. Them and the Devils. Yeah. I did not find the Kreider hit against Buffalo, honey. It was not in the recap that they posted on the Rangers.
That was a nice hit. Yeah, I'd like to see Kreider do more of that. Just isn't in the cards. I mean, I'm feeling better. I felt like that when I saw some.
Speaking of Kreider, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go.
No, I was just gonna say, isn't it weird that he plays? I mean, I know he doesn't play with Zibanejad all the time because the mad genius is constantly moving the pieces. But isn't it weird that he plays a lot with Mika Zibanejad and only has 17 assists?
He's never been an assist guy.
He's not an assist guy.
He's not.
He doesn't even like fall into them.
Yeah, you would think just by accident.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you'd think he'd stumble into some of them.
He's never been a. Let's talk about it.
Most assists he's ever had is 25. He had 25 last year.
Well,
it's weird though.
He's a conundrum. He really is.
Excuse me.
Wrapped in a riddle. I just can't really I don't know. Again, I think the Rangers are going in the right direction. Now, Jim, I wanted to ask you a question. I was thinking about this to myself.
All right.
Now, we all know now that the social media is taking over and everybody's got an opinion, Since you have been following the Rangers and the fans have been following the Rangers in this chat room, can you...
Going all the way back to 1977.
Okay. Since 1977, I'm going to ask you. The Rangers whipping boy, the GOAT in the negative sense. Who do you think was the first GOAT? The one that people really would outwardly boo at the Garden?
Well, that's a hard question for me to answer, only because from like going all the way back, because when I go to the games, I was 7, 8, 9. You don't pay attention to those type of things.
But I'm sure
I can certainly remember. Now, I'll tell you this much: we have DB Maven's been on the show and has talked about how the fans always used to pick on Carol Vadnais. And Emil Francis has told us about how the fans used to pick on Harry Howell because he wasn't physical. I do remember the fans a lot when I would go to games in my teenage years. I remember Willie Huber often being a target.
Yes. That was definitely a target because he was big and not physical.
Right. Ranger fans do not like big guys who don't play big.
Willie
Huber's one I can definitely remember. Gel Samuelson,
tripod
another guy.
But see, Huber was supposed to be soft. He was an offensive defenseman, the late Wilhelm Huber.
Right.
But we, of course, thought he was going to be something he wasn't. And because I really feel it was the new millennium that it got really bad. Tom Pody, Michael Roosevelt.
It's also gotten worse. I don't think it's all about social media. I also think it's gotten worse in the cap era because these players are now always measured versus their money. When you were 17, 18, 19 years old, did you have any idea how much any guy on the Rangers made? Now you know. Now the average fan can name you at least 5 players' salaries on the team, at least 5, if not more. They know how much everybody on the first line makes. They know how much everybody on the second line makes. They know how much the defensemen making. They know how much the goaltenders are making. They know how much cap space there is. They know who has no moves, who has modified no moves. And I'm not just talking about Costa because we kid him about it. The average fan knows a lot more about how much money a player is making than they used to, and they are measured against that money. We had what they used to call them bonus babies. You only had a select number of guys who were making a lot of money in any sport. Was it Catfish Hunter? Wasn't he the first guy to sign $1 million contract?
Yeah, I remember
he was one of the first, right? I don't even remember who the first one was in hockey. And,
I know Valerie Kamensky was a horrible signing, but I have no idea how much money he got because then it didn't matter. I know Bobby Holik was a horrible signing. But what I'm saying is, when the fans, we've seen it. We've been doing this show 14 years. Every year there's a guy. This year they've been winning the last 2 seasons. It kind of gets bounced around. Ryan Reeves was completely hated by the end of his tenure here.
It's either the guy with the big money contract, or it's the guy whose only fault was that the Rangers rushed them from draft pick to the Garden Ice, like Michael Del Zotto, who I still say was ruined by John Tortorella in front of 18,000 people at Madison Square Garden. He was never the same player after that.
Jonathan Riggs is right about Peter Nedved catching a lot of shit, and I think he made a comment about it, that he's like, well, let's give you a lot of. Now what? Peter Nedved wasn't that bad.
No,
I thought that's where you would go.
No. Peter Nedved, they had him. He was
the check line.
He was a 2-time Ranger.
Yes,
but Peter Nedved's biggest problem was in his own locker room when he was a Ranger. Somebody didn't like Peter Nedved, and if that somebody didn't like you, cough, cough, Mike Gartner, cough, cough. Out you go.
Could it have been somebody we heard last night?
Yes, future head coach of the New York Rangers.
Oh God forbid.
See, Sean's saying the exact same thing. Messier didn't like Nedved. Wasn't Messier's type of player.
Well, I thought he was a good Ranger. But they booed him. Not just Messier wanted. The fans would get on him.
Peter Nedved had 149 goals in. Wait a minute. Yes, 149 goals in 478 games as a Ranger.
Here's a bet.
Had his best days in Pittsburgh. He was over his 2 years in Pittsburgh. He was over a point a game player.
Who will wind up with more career goals as a Ranger, Lafreniere or Peter Nedved? There you go. Place your bets.
Lafreniere.
Oh, you're still going. Well, Laffy looked pretty good, and then he's.
Laffy's going to be fine. Kako's going to be fine. Heedle's going to be fine. They're all going to be fine.
Mr. 16. Again, the Rangers are in flux all around, and hopefully they're finding their way through this slump. And but I don't believe in change. I don't think there's any genius in Elmer Fudd switching the lines. To me, that's lazy coaching. Juggling the lines is the last resort. I don't like going with the hot hand and the one game thing. Keep these guys together. Just, when it works, and keep it together. That's all I'm asking. But they sorely, and we said this earlier, Ryan Lindgren, I don't know, they got to find a way to keep this guy because this whole team falls apart when he's not there. What has he got, 1 year left on his contract after this year?
I believe so.
There you go. You got to find a way. Got to find a way. So, yeah. So that's all I got to say about those games.
That was and Sean, that Nedved trade was a horrible trade all around. I mean, not just Valaket. That was UC Markkinen. Did he part of that trade with Edmonton?
I think the worst trade was for Zub when we traded away Zubov.
Well, yeah,
we traded a Hall of Famer. What the fuck did we get back for that again? Never remember that?
Luke Robitaille and Ulf Samuelsson.
Is that who we got back?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. So
I would rate that the third worst trade in Ranger history.
What do you got? You got the Rick Middleton deal?
I would put Middleton first. And I still think that Mike Ridley and Miller for Bob Carpenter.
Yes. Very bad.
That's horrible. Mike, those two guys went on to not Hall of Fame careers, but they were solid NHL players for a lot of years.
And Bobby Carpenter was like out of the league in 2.
And Bobby Carpenter was garbage until he went to the Devils and just became another checking forward.
Yes. Rattel Park. We could do this all day. But lately the Rangers have been, starting with the Ryan McDonough for Scott Gomez deal. We have the Ryan Strome. Who was the guy we gave Edmonton in that deal?
Ryan Spooner.
That was highway robbery. Brassard. When we get Zibanejad.
And a draft pick.
That's a bamboozling.
A second-round draft pick, if I remember correctly.
Rick Nash. We trade him to Boston. What did we get? Ryan Lindgren.
Like 5 between picks and players. We got 5 pieces back, I think.
We got Rob O'Gara out of that.
Yes, and who was the what was the other? Adam McQuaid, right?
Right,
was
Adam
he in
McQuaid
that trade too?
Yeah.
Adam McQuaid. Yeah, second round draft pick.
Yes. And you know, so
and Mika Zibanejad for Derek Brassard.
So I don't want to hear about all this. You know, I mean, Drury's done a fine job. I thought Gorton did a good job. You know, maybe
They
those
have
days.
made some excellent trades as well.
Right. Matt Bolesky, who they sent down immediately. They just took on his contract, I think. I think that was the deal. I mean, Mika was a steal. This guy is a superstar. So, I mean, that was just, you know, we have to deal with the occasional Brassard scoring against us. But other than that nuisance, you know, that's it. So
Adam McQuaid was not part of the Rick Nash deal.
Oh.
Bolesky traded by the Bruins with a first-round draft pick, seventh-round draft pick, Ryan Lindgren and Ryan Spooner to the New York Rangers for Rick Nash, who I believe played like 10 games for the Bruins and got another concussion.
Yes, that was a swindle.
Boy, Boston's really had a hard time recovering from that, haven't they?
Oh, boy.
You know, if the Rangers made a trade like that, it would take them 10 years to recover from it. Boston didn't even lose a step.
You notice, like, some of these teams, like the Bruins and the Penguins, they have players who take, like, team-friendly deals, you know?
Right.
Have you remembered a Ranger taking a team-friendly? I mean, is there any Ranger you could think of that took, like, a team-friendly deal?
There's been a few, but I also understand that, you know, they pay so much higher tax money in New York.
Zuccarello, yeah, I think Zuccarello did. You're right. Krista Meat, you're right.
You're right, White.
You're right, White. So that's all I got, Jim. 1 hour and 30 minutes so of uninterrupted, entertaining New York Ranger chat. Like and subscribe to this channel.
With no commercial breaks.
No commercial breaks.
But I heard today that Pat McAfee is possibly bailing on his DraftKings deal. He's taken their sponsorship off his show and maybe headed for greener pastures. If DraftKings is looking for a new program, then we'll put you right up here, put you right up on the corner there, right next to our logo. Bring that DraftKings money.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to draw a line at that shit. I mean, I bet occasionally, obviously.
Everybody else has sold their soul to gambling. We might as well.
Might as well. If Wayne Gretzky sells it.
DraftKings calls tomorrow and says $5 million, and for the next 5 years, you call it the DraftKings Blue Shirt Underground Show, and the next episode, you and I will be in DraftKings t-shirts, DraftKings hats.
I'm gonna give you a lot of the week.
We'll be dressed like Caesar, like JB Smoove.
Yes.
We'll give 40 grand to Joey Wagner for his doctorate, and then.
Oh God.
See, even Eurotrash said, "Hell yeah, sell out."
That's right. I don't know about that, but yeah. If they came with enough money,
we'll take prop bets on the show. You could actually like bet on things that happened during the show.
I was telling Jim before the show started, there's a new hockey set out. It's called SP Authentic Legends, and they're not so much legends. So I'm trying to collect the Ranger set. The Ranger set includes David Shaw and Jan Hlavik. I kid you not. But there is a autographed John Davidson card. And I want to get it for my friend right there. So I'm currently in a bidding war. So, Jim, you may have a John Davidson autograph card coming your way.
Nice.
If it gets too pricey, you're out. If we had a sponsorship deal, I probably could afford it. So maybe we'll go to the gambling. So it's a really nice set. Like, the pictures are so cool. Like, they have a side angle of Davidson in net. It's so cool, the card. So anyway, that's about all I have.
Love me some JD.
Oh, come on. Who doesn't love the guy? But
Jen said, I said, because I'm talking about $5 million sponsorship. She says, I just want a pool. I said, for $5 million, I'll put the DraftKings logo at the bottom of our in-ground pool.
That's right.
Like that guy on the commercial that painted the Ranger logo at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Drain in the pool every 3 years to repaint the DraftKings logo.
To get the chat going just at the end, and you as well. I don't know if you've talked about this. For nothing. Let me ask you this, guys. This was discussed at the viewing party.
Okay.
What do you think about the Dancing Larry commercial?
Look, I got no problem with Larry. I think Larry's a nice guy. I think he's never been anything but friendly. But that commercial is fucking disturbing. It literally looks like he is coming through the birth canal out of those people's couch.
How come I didn't get that vibe when I saw it? I didn't even go that deep.
That's the first thing I literally thought of. When he comes out of that couch, that's exactly what it looks like.
Okay. I mean, how about if they would have pitched that me and you coming out as twins? Would you?
Then you got yourself a commercial.
Oh, okay. Wearing onesies. Okay. Well, I wanted to get everybody's opinion because it seems like most people don't like it. I don't know if they just don't like Larry. They don't like the commercial.
I know Larry has his detractors, and that's fine. Some people don't, whatever. They, it's fine. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Me, he's never been anything but nice to me and friendly.
He's always been nice to me.
And
Jesus.
Come on.
I don't think dude, I don't think I've seen that part. Maybe I'm just
I'm not gonna
Matt Zenobia, oh Lord. Christ.
Congratulations, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. It's a 60-year-old bald Jewish guy.
Put that back up. Matt Zenobia doesn't get it in Ohio, so it's the first time he's seeing that. Wow.
Oh, you've never seen this commercial?
Matt hasn't. I mean, yes. We would need a big couch for.
It's a couple sitting on their couch, and literally Larry just pops out of the middle of the couch, just like this.
But
and I'm sorry, but the imagery of the way the cushions are. I mean, look at the shape of the cushions here, people. I mean, look at this. It could not be any more vaginal.
Vagistat, like. Now, see, Jen, I disagree with you. I met the guy, and he is a nice guy, and I don't find him creepy at all. And I did know him before he was bald. I've said that many times on the show. I was commented in the Ranger 100 Greats. I was asked a question what I thought about Dancing Larry, and he brings smiles to people's faces. So I don't really have a problem with him. Is he a jinx or anything like that? No, I think that's what stupid Ranger fans who chant Potvin sucks think. So I've hung with Larry. I think he's a very unassuming guy for a guy who's so extroverted when he does his bits. But I'm going to have to revisit that commercial and see what the hell's going on.
I wonder if let me take a fast look at the Rangers YouTube and see if it's there. Let me take a fast look.
True. Chris the Meat is making a comment. Yes, birth canals. I mean, you know what I did. I've done my lifestyle. I think my cat has now fell asleep in the doorway.
These are all players. Let me see. I don't see any commercials. Hang on. One other thing here. Rangers commercial.
Speaking of birth canals, while you look for that, the Rangers used to air a commercial, mostly when they were on Manhattan cable back in the day in the 70s for Plato's Retreat. Plato's Retreat is also, I think somebody took Duguay there, or Gilbert took Middleton to Plato's Retreat. Now, Plato's Retreat.
I think didn't Ron Duguay tell us that Gilbert took him there?
Could be. Yeah, I think he did. Now, Plato's Retreat was a swingers club in the late 70s, 80s. And it apparently on Netflix, there's a documentary about Plato's Retreat. And I've got to watch this. Because this is such a, of course, AIDS came along and completely destroyed that. And the guy drives a taxi now, somebody told me, the guy who owned Plato's Retreat. Didn't end up well. But you want to check that on Netflix if you're a little bit, find out what the late 70s was all about in New York City. I think that's a good way to start. Speaking of birth canals, you'll never hear that transition again.
Hang on, got the commercial.
He's got the commercial. See? I vamped on Plato's Retreat, and we've succeeded in our mission. But oh, here it is. Okay.
I don't know. Order in, watch the Rangers game.
All right.
Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Let's just look at this for a second here, right? I mean, come on.
Excuse me, I'm coming through, folks.
How many takes you think that took?
I don't know. How many takes?
I don't know.
So, what do you want to do tonight?
I don't know. Order in, watch the Rangers game.
All right.
Excuse me, I'm coming through, folks.
Wow. Wow. I don't think there's anything you can follow that with.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
He's crowning. That couch is 10 centimeters dilated.
Unbelievable comment at the end. The comment of the night. A VC took a team friendly. Well, he was on a tryout.
Well, his 2 year, I guess the 2 year deal that he signed.
That was great. You got to see Dancing Larry Crown on this show.
All right. Have we said it all at this point?
I think that's enough, Robin. I don't have any more.
Click the bell. Subscribe to the show. We need more subscribers.
Right. Patreon,
subscribe. Sign up for Patreon. www.patreon.com/BlueShirtUnderground. Sponsor the show. $1 a month, $10 a month, $20 a month, $100 a month.
Dr. B will match it all.
No, I don't think he's doing that anymore. He wasn't here tonight.
I know. I missed it, Dr. B.
Now he'll send me a complaint that he didn't get the notification that the show was going to be on. It's like,
I mean, he's down.
I never know he's going to be on.
I mean, really. I mean, he's in Malaysia, whatever he is there, down there. Guam. In the Philippines. He wants I don't even know if the communications work down there.
The Rangers posted the Bobby Granger video yesterday, Howie. One of the commercials. The Rangers posted it. It was like a 20th anniversary or something. And people were like, oh, those videos were so great. I'm like, no, they were fucking dumb.
They weren't bad. I mean, for the time.
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, who needs entertainment with Ranger-related stuff when you got us two?
When you got us.
Us two buffoons.
We're funnier and more creative than anything they're doing in on those
Come on,
commercials.
and the people here. Come on.
All right, be careful when you sit on your couch tonight because you never know if Dancing Larry's going to come popping out.
I'm going to have nightmares about that. But guys, thanks for coming by and spending your Wednesday night with us. And like somebody else said, what do we got? 8 games against Pittsburgh coming up or something? Nice schedule.
2 big games against Pittsburgh Thursday, Saturday, and it's another 3 games in 4 days for our New York Rangers as they will take on the Nashville Predators Sunday night. So these are some big games.
Yeah,
gotta get it done. Gotta beat these Penguins.
Definitely. I just as a side note, the Islanders are battling with the Pittsburgh. But I can't worry about the Islanders. I got to worry about the Rangers getting it straightened out.
Right.
Good night, everybody.
I'm going to put the long clip that we were going to play. I'm going to put it in the I'll put it up on the YouTube page later on so you can see the last 10 minutes of the viewing party. All right. Thanks, everybody. We love you. Eddie, always a pleasure. Good night, everybody.
Take care. Good night.